Well, we're back at LinkedIn Live here on Thursday. It's great to see all you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, we've got a very, very special guest. The special guest is Tom McLeod of McLeod Software. How are you, Tom?
Doing great, Jim. Doing great.
It's great to see all the things that you've been doing over the years. And I have to tell you, we've been on your platform as our ERP TMS for, I want to say, the last 13 years or 14 years.
So a relatively new customer, yeah, and we appreciate it. Of course, it seems like only yesterday.
Yeah, and I think even just to combine that, there was a company that I think was your first broker on your software, because I think you started on the asset side and then you switched over to brokers. I think one of your first customers, if not the first, was Transdynamics. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, they were the first, what we called for a while, pure broker. People doing brokerage only. Actually, many of our initial customers had both brokerage and a trucking operation early on, and that's grown over the years so that at this point, the majority of our customers have both operations. So, but at this point, we've devoted also a lot of energy to developing a standalone brokerage platform, and we really privileged to have, like yourself, many of the leading brokerage companies using our software as well.
Yeah, I have to say, there's a lot of brokers out there that have your software. I'm good friends with a lot of them, and I'm on the road all the time, and I see, powered by McLeod Software on all these trucks all over the place. So you guys have really captured the marketplace, if not the leading provider in software for transportation.
Yeah, well, I just feel like we've got the best customers in the world. They've really pointed us in the right direction. They'll hold our feet to the fire and hold us accountable to get us to move and do the right things. And all the great ideas, anything we've done well, it's due to the customers, giving us the right push.
Absolutely. Not only is your software fantastic and has helped us grow over the years, but I think we started in 2008 with you guys. And I can remember that moment, we were on this software called Mr. Load, and it was terrible. And I kept trying to scale and grow the company, and I needed something better. And we looked at all these software platforms, and Don was our salesperson. And what a great guy you guys have there at Donville. And Don just really took care of us. And I said, this is the right software to go with. And you guys didn't let me down at all throughout that whole process. And talk about taking care of customers. I even have a nice little award here for being a customer for 10 years. So you guys really know how to take care of your customers, and especially at your conventions, at your users conference. And you have one coming up here, right?
Well, we're certainly looking forward to being able to have our conference in person again this year. That has developed into a strong industry event. And last year with COVID, we went virtual, just like I guess every other conference. But we're going to be at the Gaylord Texan in Grapevine, Texas, September 12th through the 14th. And there's already a lot of buzz. A lot of our customers very much looking for, I think a lot of us just anxious to get out of the house, going stir crazy. But very much looking forward to seeing people in person, getting the feedback. You can do so much in a video call, and certainly we've done more than we did before. I think COVID has helped everybody get an incentive to roll out that technology, but there's still more communication that happens in person, and we're very much looking forward to that event this year.
Absolutely. And I'm at a convention right now. It's virtual. It's at the TIA, Transportation Intermediaries Association. Right. And I took lunch out to spend this time with you, Tom, and it's really different being virtual versus being in person. And I've been to, if not all your conventions, I might have missed one for some reason, but I think I've been to almost all of them. And the locations you guys pick, what goes on there, I believe, the way that you have that whole thing structured, the people you have in charge, you've got some great people running these conventions. And that's the best way to be at a convention, is they're live in person. And now that we've got vaccinated people, maybe a herd immunity going on, it's going to be great to be at your event in September. And I believe I'm also speaking at your event. And I can't wait to be there with everybody and be part of it. And it's such a great event. And I hope if you're listening, you're a user, not a user, I hope you come on down to the Gaylord, because the Gaylord's a great hotel.
Yeah, and we work very hard to facilitate networking. Sometimes the best conversations you'll have is sitting next to somebody at lunch, talking over what you just heard in the session, changing cards, and developing a contact you'll talk to throughout the year. A lot of questions get asked when you're in person that just don't happen when it's over video. So we're really looking forward to a great event.
Absolutely. And I've met so many great friends that I'm friends with now, that I just call up out of the blue and just hang out or go on vacations with their families, because I've met them at the user conference down there, either in Birmingham or Texas as we move forward. So, and in Nashville, I think I've been at your CFO conferences as well.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it's all at, because we have a common goal and a common bond. The common bond is your software, and your software with everyone that you have at your company. And I've dealt with a lot of people, well over 50 people with software, either implementation or training, or trying to get bugs fixed out whenever we had one on a new upgrade or a modification we did. Your team's always been there, and I'm really glad we chose your platform over everyone else's. And people try and get us to switch, and I'm like, no, we're very happy. We're never going to switch, because you're part of Becker Logistics. You truly are. So thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I say, we've just had such good customers that have kept us pointed in the right direction. And I guess we really dedicate ourselves to being a good business partner. And that's our goal. So I can talk a little bit about the program at the conference. As you mentioned, you're part of our leadership sessions. And again, our customers, through their feedback, have told us what to put on the program, but we've got the leaders of a number of very, very successful transportation companies that'll be delivering a session and telling how they did it. And that means a lot more than anything I could, say to our customers about how to run a transportation company. We've got several business process excellence panels where we have a panel of customers, and we're in a good position to see who's using our system well, who's really having success in the marketplace. And it's remarkable how open so many people are about sharing what they're doing, and that makes it a very productive session. It really makes everybody better. So a lot of the sessions are customer led. We will have several new product announcements. It's been fantastic for me. I started as a programmer, but now we've got 540 people on staff, and we're getting way more done than when it was just a few of us. And so we will have some new product announcements, a lot of new and exciting things coming down the pike. Even though technology, just the rate of change seems to be accelerating, and that's quite remarkable. Our trade show exhibition is going to be bigger than ever. And in terms of a trend, it's just amazing the new players that are coming on the scene and the new things that people wanted to take advantage of. So we're getting to do more interfaces and alliances with other suppliers to the industry to bring our customers the best solutions. That's more than ever.
Yeah, I have to say, with you and your team, with your software, what you guys bring forward, the convention itself, the leadership, it's fantastic. I mean, as you guys keep rolling out new things, you are on the cutting edge each and every time. So it doesn't matter what we're trying to do. You're right there, right next to us. And sometimes you're innovative as well, bringing these ideas to us as well to really help grow our company. And since we started back in 2008, I think we were probably a $1.5 million brokerage in 2008. And we climbed to be, this year we'll do about $110 to $120 million in top line revenue. So we thank you for that. And we will be down there at the convention. I got to ask you a question though. Do you have long hair back there? You used to have short hair and now you got long hair. What happened there over this little pandemic?
Well, the COVID thing gave us a little cover to try some things, have a little fun. My wife found out I'd let my hair grow a little bit, and she tells me it looks great.
It does.
Tells me I look younger, so I can't turn that down.
So it leads me to the next question, which I already know the answer, but are you in a band or something like that with that long hair?
Boy, this is, I thought you said no surprise questions here, Jim. Yeah, I might play with a little group here from time to time.
Yeah.
I have a good background in music, and it's good to have a hobby. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
both you and your wife are very, very talented. She's a great singer, and I've watched you play instruments like there's no tomorrow. You can see that at the convention usually, both your wife singing and you playing some instruments. And I know there's a little group that ends up somewhere in a stranded little area, and we're playing banjo and all this other stuff. And that's one of the best highlights to the weekend or week when I'm at one of your conventions. So that's always on the down low, but what your staff puts on a great little event there, and they just do it out of the love of their heart. And it's great to see that great talent come out.
Yeah. Well, nice to have something to do on the side in case the software thing doesn't work out.
Oh, yeah, the software thing's working out just fine for you, my friend. And the building you have down there is great, and you've really impacted, well over 500 lives. So just acknowledge you and your team for what you guys created and keep going with. So thank you for that. I do want to let you know that McLeod Software has been an impact for Becker Logistics and what we do. And it's looking at the flow of everything. It's looking at the APIs and the EDIs that we're trying to set up to really impact our customers. So we wouldn't be as successful with our well over 500 customers if it wasn't for the software that we're using and our people. So, you being Tom McLeod of McLeod Software, it's so impactful what you and your team, the vision that you have. It's almost like I see your title as CEO and founder, very similar, and we both have very similar names, your last name and my last name, and then what we do is after. I see you more of a CVO, a Chief Visionary Officer. What do you think about that as your title? Isn't that what you do and have been doing for many years?
Well, certainly, that's very important, is to point everybody towards the next hill in the right direction, the next part of the market that we want to serve. When we look at, going further, we try to make sure it's something that we can do well. If you're not going to do it the best and do it really well, you can't last very long in the marketplace. But really, you're giving us a little more credit than we deserve, Jim, which is nice. But we can provide the tool. But you mentioned your growth. We provided some of the same tools at similar companies that didn't take the tool and run with it. Pick up the ball and really make things go. So it really takes both. It does take in having a platform that will let you grow, that can make you more efficient. And then it takes the people that get in, figure it out and make it happen. And we've just had so many customers that have done that. We're very appreciative of being able to earn that business day after day.
Yeah, well, that's part of the visionary aspect that you have. And you have this thing called an EAC, Executive Advisory Council. Right. And there's a group of us that are part of this. And we are the ones that, when you give us the software, we just tear it apart. And we're blunt, honest. We hold the integrity. We're very authentic. And we're using our leadership as our natural self-expression to let you and your team know exactly why this isn't working, how it can be better. And you listen each and every time. You really do. And, your staff is fantastic. I could start naming names of who's just impactful, but I'll do that more on an individual one-on-one with them or with you. But as a team, the group as a whole, we're successful because of the people that we have, the processes we have in place, and the technology and the partnerships that we have. A network promise is really important, and having a partnership promise, partners like you, Tom, and McLeod Software, and other partners, like I just mentioned, the TIA, having partners like that, an association to really help us. It's taking all that together and being a conductor with an orchestra, making things happen. And you've done that. You're an example of that for all of us to follow. And, just fantastic. Any upcoming changes with McLeod coming up here in the near future? And what version are you on? And what new can you tell us that's not a secret?
Wow. I could send you to the website to read the release notes. That would give you the new feature. Our current release 20.2, very strong release and a lot of great things in there. Our digital freight matching interface continues to grow. Our ability to, select the right carrier is getting more and more automated, so that you can set up, especially regular moves. But one thing that we're seeing having a strong effect, for our customers is our Impact product, and that's MPACT. This is a way to better graphically represent the market insight data, which is an aggregated database of all of our customers that gives us lane, buy rate and sell rate, lane by lane, and it helps us see trends over the last 30 days. And we're integrating that in more and more places throughout our system to help your brokers on the floor, your people make better decisions, make better pricing decisions, make them, help them negotiate better, make sure they're not leaving money on the table, sometimes. But this, the Impact database, which is a hosted basis and which is at no extra charge within our product, it's just being incorporated throughout, is turning out to be a very powerful tool that's, we're seeing some people really use to their advantage out in the market, especially now when rates are rising and hard to find trucks. All those things mean technology is more and more important.
Yeah, the more it changes, the more it stays the same, right?
Yeah.
And your software really gives us that visual aspect of it, right? As we're moving forward, it helps us really identify what is the norm of taking care of our customers, making sure that we have on-time pickups, on-time deliveries, and really help us avoid those tender rejections, right? So as those customers are expecting us and depending on us in taking care of their needs and services, your software really helps us visually see that and identify problems before they actually do happen, and see trends that are happening as well. And your platform is just it's built on a solid foundation that we can really work from and stretch from. And also, just because it's something like right out of the box, we can modify it to adapt to exactly how we run our business. Or because how we run our business, there could be another company in Chicago, they run their business a little bit different than we do. And so we can do modifications to your software at any point in time, at any juncture. Isn't that correct?
Well, we've made the software more and more configurable, where you can turn things on, turn things off. There are ways where you can do some screen rearranging and add information. Our real goal is to continue to streamline things and add functionality where custom work is not required. That is still offered. You're correct there. But the best value we offer is continual updates, hundreds of new features, every year with the large development that we're able to do now, incorporating the feedback that we get really from multiple sources. Certainly the advisory council is a preeminent important source, but feedback from the marketplace, feedback from individual customer meetings, all those are factored into the development that we're doing.
Yeah, and a great development at that. And I went many years without any modifications, and I think right now on our release, I don't believe we have any modifications, but we have the ability and have added new fields that we needed just for us. It's not really a modification, but you open that up for us so that we can go ahead and adjust on the wing. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Any last words that you want to share with our viewers, our listeners, about McLeod Software, you and what you guys are up to or where we're going?
Well, one thing I wanted to mention is just recognize you. I think you've taken over, you've been a TIA board member, and you've taken over as membership chairman.
Yes,
This
sir.
year, I have a lot of respect for the people that are trying to run a business, but then they step up to play a role in the industry. Trade associations, which mean a lot to the vitality of the whole industry, just the educational value that they bring, this new support for new players coming on the scene. Of course, I believe that the involvement, you get back more than you put in, and so it's a worthwhile investment. But it does take time. It's extra work, and thanks to you and others that step up and play that role. Now we're looking to set the tone and look down the road several years. Everybody's forecasting a great economy this year, but unemployment is at such a low level. Tough to find people in almost all over the country, especially for the highly skilled jobs. At the same time, new technologies popping up all over the place. So, more important than ever to stay connected to that. And one thing I'll encourage people to do is again, what I mentioned a while ago about making sure when you go into an area, or especially a new area of the marketplace, make sure it's something that you're going to do well, and you'll have the staying power to get there, because it's not that initial victory that gets you over. It's the long term. And we've seen so many people in transportation have great success by getting into a niche market and becoming the best service provider within that niche. And then from there, being able to build that out. I know that's a big part of your secret as well.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the acknowledgement. I really do appreciate that. And I believe it's our responsibility when you have done it for a long time and you've made an impact. It's our responsibility to give back and help other people as well. There were times that, I was not going to conventions. I didn't go to the TIA convention. I didn't go to the McLeod Software Conference. I didn't need to, right? The moment I did, I realized that this person helped me here and this person helped me here. And if I didn't meet this person, I wouldn't have met this person. I wouldn't have learned this without going to that breakout at McLeod Software. And now that I've been at these things for so long, being able to speak or chair a committee, sit on the board, whatever the case may be, being on your executive advisory council, those are things of ways to have a voice and give back, because we've seen a lot. And, with your software, you're helping out thousands of people, thousands of companies, thousands of people, thousands of customers and carriers. So really great job. I'm glad you had the time to share with us. So acknowledge you for your time and efforts being here today and sharing with us. We really do appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in September at the Gaylord. And it'll be great to see you in person, shake your hand, and do what we always have done. So celebrating transportation and the love that we have for it.
That's great. Yeah, thank you. I've had my shot, so we can get together.
Awesome.
But thanks for having me on here with you today, Jim.
Absolutely. Well, listen, bless you, your family, and your employees and your company. We thank you so much. We have some customers, some questions that we may have down here. As a former McLeod Software employee, I can say customers are definitely the #1 focus, such as a great company to both work for and with. Congratulations to Tom and his team and all the growth that you guys have had. Definitely don't miss the UC. It was my favorite event this year. And that was from Mark Freeman. And I think you know who Mark Freeman is.
Oh, wow.
And John Sutton, you and me both, Chris. And let's go up here, and Nelson will follow, most definitely. So that was great to hear from Mark. Great guy. And that's awesome. See, you have no idea how many people you've actually touched, Tom. I mean, really. You've made an impact. Your team is fantastic and delightful. And thank you so much for all that you've done in this community in logistics.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
All right, everyone. Well, listen, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much. and have a good day.